To be a better player, be more like a GM. Whether you're just starting out with TTRPGs or looking to level up your skills at the table, being a good player takes more than just learning the rules and the mechanics. In fact, the secret to truly great D&D, Pathfinder, Daggerheart, or whatever you're into right now is to start thinking less like a player and more like the person behind the screen. So, come stay a while, and let's roll into 1d4 tips for you to steal from your GM's playbook. No two GMs are alike, but more often than not, they end up putting hours of prep into every single game they run, immersing themselves in the setting, getting to know their history, and diving deep into the lore of the places you're going to be adventuring in, way before you even get to the table. Which brings us to tip number 1. Learn about the story world. As a player, you don't need to know the entire background of the game world you'll be playing in, and definitely don't read the DM-facing literature around it, but taking the time to learn about your setting's key elements, such as its geography, politics, factions, or local legends, can totally transform how you think about your character fitting into the story. If you're playing in a popular, well-established setting, sites like the Forgotten Realms wiki, DM's Guild, and Reddit forums can be really great places to find player-safe context without spoilers. Also, books aren't just for GMs. If you prefer keeping it old school, check out books like Wizards of the Coast's Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, or our own upcoming Traveler's Guide to Iole. In most cases, your GM will be ecstatic that you're investing the time to learn more about the world, and they're going to share as much as they can with you. Spending even just 15 to 30 minutes exploring the setting before session 1 can help you step into the adventure as way more than just a stat block, but as a presence, ready to create, engage, and make a real impact in the campaign. Next up, tip 2. Don't build your character in a vacuum. Work with both your GM and your other players to craft an amazing backstory that helps set the group up for cool story moments along the campaign. At our table, we actually have a house rule that every single PC, or player character, needs to have a connection to at least one other PC before the adventure begins. We also always run a session 0, so that players can build their characters together, bouncing backstory ideas off of each other, figuring out a good party balance, and building trust or tension with each other right out of the gate. Most importantly, your character should have a super solid reason to go on the journey. Give them a hook, tie them to a faction, make them have something to run from, or a prophecy to fulfill. Adventuring is dangerous, and your character is literally putting their life on the line here, so they need a really good reason for leaving the house. Don't show up as the reluctant lone wolf with a dark past and no interest in teamwork. That's a fast track to narrative dead weight and a potentially unexpected and gruesome end to your character. Remember, your GM can and will conveniently kill you off if they need to. Tip 3. Being a great player isn't just about combat or clever quips in-game. It's about being a super solid collaborator at the table. At Vestibule Press, we usually assign 4 support roles at the start of every campaign. 1. Schedule Czar. Handles the group calendar, roll call, and reminds everyone that, hey, we've got a game coming. 2. Lore Keeper. Takes session notes, writes recaps, and shares them with the rest of the party. 3. Snack Bringer. Brings joy in consumable form and collects group snack tithes. And finally, Assistant GM. Helps with rules, spell lookup, initiative, and other mechanics questions. These rules help share the load and help keep the game running smoothly, which means that your game master can focus more on the fun stuff, things like embarrassing NPC voices, epic map reveals, and challenging your characters in really dramatically satisfying ways. And finally, tip 4. For the love of the pantheon of your chosen game world, know your abilities, plan out your spells, read through your notes, and make sure you've leveled up your character before the next session. Your time away from the table is a great opportunity to plan out how your backstory can shine over the next few sessions. For example, plan out how you might engage with other NPCs or fellow players. Have a quick side convo with your GM or another adventurer to set up a conflict or some sort of epic reveal. Write down a few questions you've been dying to ask. Heck, maybe even write down some stupid zingers that your character can deliver in response to an epic attack, blunder, or role-playing moment. Have some canned lines you can pull out of your pocket every now and then. This helps not only define your character's personality, it can really help keep things moving when you draw a blank. There is nothing more satisfying for a GM than watching their players drive the story forward, so they can do things like read ahead, set up for the next encounter, and enjoy the ride. Plus, there is nothing more boring than watching someone argue about mechanics or read their spell word for word at the table. Be active, be ready, be that player. So, there you have it. 4 quick tips to help you think more like a game master, and in the process, become the kind of player that everyone loves to have at the table. Heck, maybe even flexing these skills might give you the confidence to take the plunge and give it a go behind the screen yourself. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and get ready for more advice videos like this coming soon. If you liked this one, hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the links to our original adventures. If you want, you can even tell us in the comments, what's something your favorite players do in the game that makes it better for everyone? Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and keep rolling.